Hello and welcome to the Cape Town is Awesome show. It's Josh here and today I'm with Nicole Eddy, a well-known YouTuber, and just released an awesome video about taking a tour into Langa, which is going to be really awesome to hear about. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about who you are, how you got into vlogging to start with.
Alright, so I guess the short of it is I am a photographer slash videographer from obviously Cape Town, but my main platforms are all based online, so the YouTube, the Instagram are my main two platforms. I got into it about 3 years ago and originally started with a blog, started with writing. And yeah, then slowly got into taking photos and started using Instagram. My boyfriend at the time was doing daily videos and started building up an audience through him. And then it came to my final year of studies and I was like, oh, do I go into the 9 to 5 or do I kind of attempt a year where I try this full-on social media thing? Did that. 3 years down the line, I'm doing it full-time and loving it.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And what has been some of your highlights over this sort of 3-year journey to where you are now? What stands out the most as you've progressed over time?
I think for me, my main focus is probably traveling. So yeah, getting to explore new places, getting to document that, getting to share my journey online, and also the incredible people that I meet along the way. It's always fun to meet people who, one, are in the same career path as you, because this is still a very new industry, especially in Cape Town, and it's very cool to connect with fellow South African people, but also international. But yeah, I think a major highlight for me has been all the crazy and fun adventures that I've been lucky enough to go on.
Yeah, awesome. So you've put out this really awesome video showing people a different perspective of taking a tour into the township side of Cape Town. How did you come across that? What's inspired that video? It's really awesome. We will show you some clips from there, plus give you a link to go and look in our web article. So tell us a bit about that.
So yeah, I did a township tour through the township called Langa in Cape Town, and a friend approached me, Nick, and him and his two partners had just started a tour company in Cape Town called Local Knowledge, and they're like, we're doing this township tour, do you want to come with us? And stuff kept happening and we kept putting it off for weeks and weeks. But at the same time, while all of this was happening, I don't know, for the last 2 years probably, it feels like a lot of online influencers and bloggers and social media people have been coming to Cape Town, and I feel like there's a very one-sided part of Cape Town that often gets shown in the content, and my content is also guilty of that. But just showing the very nice touristy side, all this beach and the penguins, and the local side, the cultural side often seems to get forgotten. So yeah, Nick approached me with this idea and I was like, hell yeah, let's definitely do this. I think this is at a perfect time. And yeah, I joined them for the day, got to see what they were about, and it was a really fun tour. Yeah, so I'm kind of like hearing with online influence also comes a little bit of social responsibility. Definitely.
To show a truer perspective. It might not be for every creator, but there is sort of like this obligation being a Cape Townian that you just want to show the world and use your influence to show this microeconomy. I think that's after watching that video you realize that microeconomy that sits there really feeds a lot of people, and it's kind of like really important to bring that awareness to the foreground so that we can send tourists in to put money into the space. What is your main highlight of doing that tour? What stood out the most for you on that tour?
I think it was, and our tour guide Theo, who is a local from Langa, also said this in the video, where I think many people see the townships from the outside and their first thought is shame, it's probably a sad life or whatever, and and a life of poverty. But until you go into the township and you see how happy everyone is, you realize that a whole nother world exists in there that we are blissfully unaware of. Okay,
so one of the other cool things that you tried out was the local beer. I'm sure that must have been quite a cultural sort of shock trying out this locally manufactured beer in the township. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I've never tasted this beer before. Nick was very excited for this part of the tour and for us to taste it. And yeah, we pretty much walked down this alleyway. There were a whole bunch of the elderly guys were chatting, and it was a very social event. It was a Saturday as well, so everyone was kind of jolling in the streets. We passed this house that had a bucket of this, I think it's fermented beer with like, I don't know, the usual hops, barley, whatever else goes into beer. And it was this massive bucket, and all of them were passing it around in a circle. So all of us on the tour got involved and started passing it around. It was interesting. It had a large layer of froth on the top. Tasted really bitter, a little bit like medicine, but it was alright, you know. I probably wouldn't go back and order it, but I'm glad I tried it.
But you tried it.
I tried it.
And that's the thing. So, you know, the whole point of getting people to go there is to try something out of the norm, I guess.
Yes.
As you know, probably from traveling, like the best kept secrets are always down the side alleys and the stuff off the mainstream. Kind of like this tour is very much off the mainstream stuff. You know, everybody, like you said, goes to the Penguins or does Camps Bay and all this type of stuff. And you've got this hidden gem sitting in a township that sits maybe 10 minutes drive from the city centre. How would you rate this on a must-do factor for Cape Town and people visiting Cape Town?
I think, I would rate it very highly. I think it's extremely important to see this part of Cape Town, mainly because it forms a large part of our history, and there is a lot, when you're driving through the streets, there's like the local museums that you can visit, and it tells a large story of South Africa's past with apartheid, and the history of the townships in Langa and Khayelitsha. I would say it's as equally important to see this part of Cape Town as it is to see Table Mountain. I would encourage everyone to try and do it, but if you do it, I would recommend going through a company. Do your research, because there are a lot of companies that do these township tours, but try find one that gives back into the community and it's a bit of a feedback system. Yeah,
one of the main things about South Africa is how we can continue that microeconomy going. And so what I picked up from what Nick was saying in your video is that a lot of the percentage of profits go back into those businesses, which I really, really like and stood out for us. And then what does the future look like for Nicole? What are you going to be doing from here onwards for the rest of the year?
The future, it's a little bit of a blank page at the moment, which is exciting. In the short term, I'm doing a bunch of bush trips, so safari type trips. And then, I'm going to be doing a really fun trip to Rwanda in May to spend some time with chimps and gorillas, which I'm extremely excited about. And currently in the process of trying to organize a bunch of different trips. Also going to be doing a little trek for the anti-rhino poaching unit to Nepal in November, and really trying to get more on board with the environmental side of things. So currently making plans to make all of that happen.
Epic. All right, some rapid fire questions.
Yes.
Favorite surf spot?
Horse trails.
Best sunset spot?
Bloberg.
Favorite coffee?
At my home in the morning.
Best city other than Cape Town?
Banff, Canada.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Really? The weather's always getting winter. Okay, Nicole, you spend a lot of time shooting videos, doing really cool creative things, amazing photography. Who inspires you? Where do you get your inspiration from?
I think every time I get asked this question, for me, my answer remains the same. It's often not a case of who inspires me, but what inspires me. And I draw a lot of my inspiration, particularly for the more creative side of things, from being outside, surfing, being in the mountains. That's where I draw my main source of inspiration from. However, there are definitely people online that I draw video inspiration from and photography inspiration from. I can go through a list of different people on Instagram that I get all of that from, but mainly video is Ewan Olsen, a Swedish YouTuber. He's actually the only YouTuber I watch.
Wow.
Guiltily,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a chance to meet him yet?
Very briefly at a GoPro event.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then how do we get hold of you? Obviously, we'll put all the information out there, but those that want to subscribe to you, follow you on Instagram, what are your digits? Where should people go?
It's very simple. It's just my name, Nicole Eddy. You can search that into all of the different social media things, and I should pop up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much, Nicole. It's been really cool hanging out. Thank you for bringing us some awesome content from Cape Town. We'll continue to look out for more videos and more of your exciting adventures to share them with our audience. And what is your closing sentence of inspiration or sage piece of advice for people wanting to get into this space and live the digital lifestyle? Go.
I think it's going to sound cliche, and I'm not stealing this from Nike, but just do it. I hesitated for so long, and if I had just started creating more videos sooner, I feel like I might be in a little bit of a different place than I am at the moment. So don't hesitate because you don't have the right camera equipment, or you don't have the right photography equipment, or whatever it is that you think you might need. You don't. Your phone is simple enough. So just do it.
There you have it. Just do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video, and stay awesome. Cheers.